Shut your mouth.
I do
Be
have
quiet.
one more
Stay in your
argument,
corner.
though.
Because your arguments are so fucking bad. It's incomprehensible.
It's
How
not
do
bad,
you
you just
not
don't
know?
agree,
It's
that's
not.
the
It's
problem.
terrible. It's fuck this problem.
We're fucked.
No. Oh, we're just fucked.
Yes.
We're just fucked. We can't just stop breeding children.
How do we feel about abortion? I'm just going to ask a question because I'm not good at debating, so I'm just going to start with a question.
Yeah,
How do we feel
25
about abortion?
yeah, after 25 weeks it's no longer acceptable unless very specific conditions which put the life of the mother in danger. Yeah, or if they are a rape victim, like maybe 2 conditions, that's it. But prior to 25 weeks, yeah, go ahead. Scoop those cells out, chuck them in the bin. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I agree with it. At the same time, I don't know how to feel. I don't have to do it, so that's one good thing, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I think just killing life it defies the whole purpose of life, really. So that wouldn't sit well with me.
Wait, what do
So
you consider alive?
Just living organisms. I'm not talking about the life in itself, but like you define the purpose of life to reproduce, and you like stop that. So like you're going against nature's laws and laws. You know what I'm trying to say, right?
No, not really.
And that wouldn't sit well with me. That you're like doing the exact opposite that nature wants us to do. Our task is to reproduce and do that, and not fucking kill the baby.
Okay, I disagree with our task is to reproduce, but apart from that, that's a separate conversation. For now, I'm trying to understand what you consider a living organism or a living being when talking about human beings, because I know where this conversation ends up at, but let's follow the path. Let's see where we get.
Well, I do think he has to be conscious for a bit. There has to be like some consciousness in there, so that probably is like you were saying, like 24.
Okay, so when does consciousness occur?
Yeah, I don't know. If I had to take a guess, it would be 25 or 24 weeks. Is that correct, or is it even earlier?
Well, yes, that would be absolutely correct. Hence why I said 25 weeks. So the idea is, if we admire or we consider something to be alive when regarding human beings as being conscious, and we also know that consciousness becomes a thing within the body of a woman in the womb when the child develops enough. No, not really spiritual, but call it whatever you want. I don't mind. The idea is, well, if that's when that occurs, well, anything prior to that, it is not conscious. So therefore, you are not killing a conscious being. You are killing something that is not conscious. So now we don't care about it, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think it should be legal, but as I said, it wouldn't sit well with me because, what I just basically said, you delete the baby, you just go against fucking reproducing, and I think that's...
but you're not going against reproducing, are you?
Well, if you were to take abortion, yeah, you are. And it's also a choice where the man has also input in a little bit, because they have to like come together and like discuss whether he wants abortion, she wants abortion, they all agree, or one's not, one yes. It's the man is also involved in this process.
That's also a separate conversation. That's also a separate conversation. So now we're going into the whether the man and the woman who are making the child become whatever are in an agreement. That is a separate condition that you are adding onto that. So if we were to say hypothetically,
girl has the final shot though.
Huh?
The girl can have the final decision for sure.
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's not my...
in her bed.
Yeah, that's not my problem. I'm just saying, like, to have this conversation, we have to agree on a premise, and that premise would be that the man and the woman would agree. That is like the fundamental level one thing that we are both going to have to agree to before we even have this conversation. Because if we then are including that variance, that variable, then we have to look at that, and we are going to treat it differently, the situation. We're going to treat the situation differently. So I don't think it's good to do that. But we can discuss that. But before we do that, so we've come to the conclusion that basically anything prior to 25 weeks, you are not killing anything that's conscious. Therefore, we do not see that as a problem.
I don't really know if that justifies killing it, though.
It's not killing
I know
it.
what
It
you're
doesn't.
trying-
It's not an it to be killed. It is literally just skin and cells and nothing that is of value. It's literally
Yes, but
like.
it would be, but it will be of value if you just don't kill it. It will be of value. Like you
It's
cancel
not
out.
with skins and cells,
No?
bro.
Yes, it is. It's literally skins and cells. You can't
Your
have
whole
this. You
argument
can't have this.
lays on,
Wait a
like,
minute. We have to understand this. If you are not going to acknowledge that consciousness becomes present after the 25-week
I
period,
don't
then
care
you are
about the
denying
fucking
science.
I don't care about the consciousness.
Okay, then.
Even if
Well,
we have,
then,
like,
awesome.
listen,
I
listen.
can't have this conversation
Even
with
if
you.
we have
No.
even if we have adult men who are unconscious in like a hospital, we can't just kill them.
Okay,
What the
but
fuck?
what's the point of me proving that if you don't care about consciousness? So even if I can prove to you that we honestly
Prove me
shouldn't
why
care.
it's,
No, I'm not going to, because at the end of the day, you're going to refuse to acknowledge the first part of this argument. So what's the point of me doing that? I'm not going to
I
do
agree,
it.
but I don't even value it in any way. So
Okay, there you go. So
Well,
you don't
you're right.
value it. So
You're-
therefore, at the end of the day, even if I do prove to you that we can kill somebody who's unconscious or not kill them, it's not going to change your previous argument, which is what we are
Okay, so
discussing,
my
which is what I
question
care
is-
about. So no, I'm
my
not going to
question
fucking
is,
discuss it.
do you
No.
also agree it should be legal to kill an adult man who's unconscious in a hospital?
I'm not getting into you with that. That's a separate conversation. Me and Elias have two other
Okay.
conversations that we're trying to get into.
okay,
Yeah.
go
All right. Yeah. Shut your
I
mouth.
do
Be
have
quiet.
one more
Stay in your
argument,
corner.
though. I do have one more argument why I personally would be against killing an unconscious or like an underdeveloped baby or like a not fully developed baby.
Okay, but we've
That's
got
because
two.
you cancel out the whole. He can never be conscious because if you just don't kill it, it will be conscious in a
Right,
bit,
we've
in a
got-
couple of months. So you like cancel that shit out. So you actually
Elias.
do kill a conscious being because you.
We've got two conversations
Avoid
to
it,
have
you know?
before this one, man.
Alright, well, shut up now. Shut up now. I just had to say that.
We
Now
have
I
the
feel
two
better, yeah?
conversations to engage with because you included them earlier on. David, by the way, there is an argument for that. We can get into that. It's just several things have been brought up while having this discussion. No, it's not a bullshit argument. That is the argument for it. You might not like it, David, but that is the argument for it. So you can either deal with it or not. If you're somebody who doesn't value consciousness or you don't acknowledge it, well, then that's not something that I care to get involved with. First of all, you're going to have to acknowledge it. Anyway, right. So you're saying that human beings' purpose in life is reproduction. Bless you. Bless you again. And bless you again, just in case.
Right.
Okay. So you're saying that human beings' purpose in life is reproduction, correct?
Well, it's a big part of it. It's not all of it.
Okay,
But it's like
wait.
the main goal. I think it's the main objective to reproduce and leave something behind so the cycle continues. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, which one is it? So I just understand you very clearly. Is it the main objective? Is it that's what we are made to do? Or is it a big part of it? Because all those three things mean, two of those things basically mean the same thing,
I
and
think
one
it's
of
the
those
main.
is different.
I think it's the main objective because if you don't reproduce, there will be no. The cycle will end.
Okay, is
And
there a
that's
condition for that?
What a condition for that? What do you mean by that? Sorry, my English is
Well,
failing on me right here.
sometimes that is the main objective, and sometimes it isn't.
Well, it depends on what animal it is in the first place.
Anything
And,
else? Does it depend on anything else?
Yeah, on like
Huh?
girls and boy animals and stuff. I don't know.
Anything else? Any external factors that we need to be aware of to pay attention to?
Well, you just if you have every necessity to reproduce, I think that's all you have to do. That's the fundamental. Just get everything done so you can reproduce. So everything that has to do and is essential for reproducing is the main objective.
Okay, what
That
about
makes sense.
land?
Land. Well, we have sea creatures, so I don't think that's the main objective. To be
No,
honest.
no, I mean land. Like, what happens when we have completely populated the earth? What now? Does reproduction?
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
was reproduction still our main objective?
Okay, that's a curveball, though. Yeah, that's
No,
that's
it's not a
true. Well, maybe-
curveball. It's a
maybe-
ball. It's coming your way.
Well, there are things you can do about it, I guess. Well,
What?
depends on how smart the animal is.
Do you want to give me an example?
Well, if it were humans, you just expand the land, you build skyscrapers, and do all that type of stuff. You know?
Okay, we've built skyscrapers. We've reached our limits. Now, is it still our main objective?
Well, at some point, yes, because if we stop reproducing at all, everyone will die. So there has to be a point where people have to start reproducing again.
Okay.
Otherwise, the cycle will still end.
But it
so
no longer
maybe
becomes
not at that time.
For a specific period of time. It doesn't become our main objective, correct?
Yeah, true. But it is still the main thing to keep the cycle
Wait,
going.
why?
So I still think it's the main objective.
For that period of time, it no longer becomes our main objective. We're probably looking and focusing on different things instead of that, correct?
Sorry, say again?
Okay, so we've completely populated the Earth. We've built skyscrapers. Everybody's we've totally maxed out our capacity when it comes. Yeah. Okay. So now reproducing no longer is our main objective, correct?
It's still the main objective, but it's just not prioritized because it's impossible. Fine. It's the same as you have a cow, and you milk the cow.
Okay, I will accept that. I will accept that. That's
milk. It will come back.
Yeah, not prioritizing. I will accept that. I will accept that because you would be surprised to hear that Xen genuinely disagrees with that.
No.
Yes,
he does. Dutch people aren't that
super. Does.
What was the argument again?
How close are we to that? Are you claiming we have too many humans? Nobody's making any claims, David. It's a simple premise that you present to it because when somebody says that's our main objective.
No.
What did he say I disagree with?
You disagree with reproducing being the main objective of life.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
I thought I had
Follow it through.
You just explained him himself. Okay?
Follow it through. There's a hypothetical. There's a hypothetical. Okay, so I said to him, if you consider reproduction the main objective, I asked him, is that always the case? And then we placed a hypothetical. You see, Ilya, listen to what's going on now. Okay, so we also placed a hypothetical. Well, now human beings have reached the maximum capacity when it comes to land, all right? Now, there is no more land to put more people on. Now, for a certain period of time, Elias has agreed that reproduction is no longer prioritized. And
I don't.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I don't. You see, did you hear what he said? He says, I don't.
Still.
Yeah. You heard him say, I don't, right? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, okay, that's okay.
Hey, David, you might think you're... Okay, I'm going to...
Even if the fucking...
Okay, so David, here's how this works. When you are debating, all right, you need to place hypotheticals. Whether you theorize it in your head that it's impossible or whatever, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, when you place the hypothetical, it's in order for you to understand their position on the matter. So when somebody says it's the main objective 100% of the time, and you place a hypothetical scenario where that no longer becomes the main objective or is not prioritized, then the opposite proves to be true, that they no longer prioritize it. It is no longer the main objective, even if it is for that specific period of time. So then that changes. That means something different. So there is a time and a place and a scenario where it no longer becomes the main objective. You understand how that works? Yeah, try and wrap your brains around it because it doesn't seem like you can. How long have humans been on Earth? You are taking this to the absolute most worst case scenario where you are taking words out of my mouth and assuming that I would even come to the conclusion that that's going to happen or that's already happening. Nobody's said that. Nobody's talking behind your back, Xen. I'm not you. I'm not Ilias, and I'm not Easy Game. I don't talk behind people's back. I'm talking to David, all right? I ain't got no problem saying what I have to say to your face. But in order for me to communicate with David, I have to mute myself, all right? That's why I'm muting myself, all right? That's how that works. So shut up. How long have humans been on Earth? I don't know. I have no idea what this has to do with the current conversation that we're having. So yeah, back to this.
Objective is. Wat elkaar eens.
Right, so.
Maar
we agreed, right?
Denk je niet dat als de ruimte vol zal zijn, dat mensen niet gaan bedenken om te stoppen met kinderen hebben, maar dat ze gewoon doorgaan?
Okay, I'm here. What's up?
Don't you think if people don't have space for their kids, they'll still have kids and not stop having them?
What do you think, Zen? Because me and Elias came to the conclusion that that probably wouldn't be the case. Why would
That
you
would be the
think in
case,
your...
100%.
Okay, you no longer have space on the earth to have more kids.
They don't care. They want their
Okay,
kids.
so what are we going to do, Zen? Stack children on top of each other?
Likely, what would happen is people would literally kill each other's children to have room for their own.
Okay, so you're theorizing that we're
that's
still
an
going to
argument. That is an
prioritize human
argument, though.
beings, but guess what? It comes at the cost of us killing each other.
Yes.
Oh, amazing, amazing. So now the conversation then becomes, okay, do we want that to happen?
That's not what I said. I just
Okay,
think that's
so
what's
that's
going
my
to
question
happen.
that I'm posing to you. Do you want that to happen? Do you see that being a pro?
I don't think it's realistic.
Okay, it doesn't matter if it's
Well-
realistic. We're placing this in a hypothetical scenario in order to understand where it is you stand, because it seems like you are hell-bent on trying to stick to your guns and basically say, yep, there's no time in any place, in any reality, at any point that we no longer prioritize reproduction. And that's just blatantly fucking false, because your alternative is, hey, we start killing each other. And guess what? As far as I'm
That's not-
concerned,
no, now
killing
you're being
somebody... No,
fucking
this is what
dishonest.
you're essentially saying. You don't realize what you're saying, but you're saying that you are
No,
going to
you're being
prioritize the
dishonest.
lives of people
You're
who are
being
already...
dishonest.
No, I'm not being dishonest, but this is what you're saying. You don't
You're
realize
being
it.
really dishonest.
Okay,
You're
go
telling
ahead,
me
explain
what
to us.
I am saying of my own argument instead of
Because you
listening
don't
to my
realize it,
argument.
but go ahead, play it out. Let's play it out. Let's see if I'm wrong.
My argument is not that it's a good idea to start killing each other. My argument is that human nature is to have kids, and even if you take away the reason to have kids, people will still follow their own nature and
Well,
even go to the
Amazing.
extreme.
Okay, so now
I
explain
have
to
an
me
argument
again. No,
still.
I need him to answer this. Okay, so Xen, play this out again. So we've reached maximum capacity. We are continuously having children, and we are butchering our neighbors and our friends and our families in order to make space for our children, correct?
Yes.
That's the conclusion you came to. Okay, so are you okay with that?
No.
Okay, so what would be an alternative? If
I
you
know,
had the
I
power,
would
if
like-
you had
I
the
would
power,
like
you have the
fucking have
power to
my
control the
children be there
scenario.
and fuck everyone
You
else, I
have the
guess.
power to control the scenario. What do you do?
If I have the power,
Yeah, you have the power. You get to decide what
okay, I'll
happens.
make a law where my kids can be alive and the rest can fucking die.
Okay, so what does that mean? You are no longer prioritizing the reproduction of the human race.
I'm prioritizing my
your
reproduction.
reproduction, but what about
Yes,
everybody
welcome to
else's?
human nature.
What about everybody else's? We are the human race.
At
Well,
a point
reproduction
where
is an
people-
individual process, though.
Okay, so at a point where
You
people
guys
have to
think you have
choose
it
between
nailed
their
to.
own reproduction or someone else's, they will choose their own.
Okay, amazing. But you realize that when we are talking about this in the context that we are talking about human beings, right? And you are saying, hey, I am one human being. I'm going to be prioritized. What about the other 99.9999999% of human beings? Yeah, fuck them.
I mean, what do
So
you want for
are
them?
you
For them to
essentially
just not
saying,
have kids at
wait,
all?
yes, that's the answer. The answer is if I have
Then you
control
aren't
of this.
fair-
If I have
Then
control,
you're not
if I have
reproducing
control
at all.
of the situation, then I'm going to say to everybody, hey guys, we should probably stop having children at this point. So at that
Momentarily.
Then
point,
we're not going to reproduce at all.
nobody
but
said
momentarily,
you're
just
not
to-
going
just
to
to make people die
reproduce.
first.
What we are saying is you are no longer prioritizing that as your main objective, considering that you have now reached a level where it's actually like working against you. It's not working in your favor. As long as there are a little amount of human beings on the planet, then now it's extremely beneficial to keep on reproducing consecutively all day, every day. But the moment we reach maximum capacity, that reason no
doesn't
longer
matter.
exists.
They're
No,
still
it
doing
does matter, because if you acknowledge the pros, the advantages of having children reproducing in the first place, you also acknowledge that once that goal is reached, it no longer is an objective. But if you're incapable of accepting that, then I don't know what else to say to you. Huh?
What do you think the goal is?
What do you mean, what do you think the goal is? Of having
What do you think the
children?
goal is? Why do people have kids?
There are multiple reasons. One of the reasons is considering your environment. Example, in the past, when there were not a lot of people on the planet, having more children could simply meant more workforce, whatever. It just meant more people to contribute to society.
I mean, on an
I'm still talking. You asked me a question. Let me answer. So that's the one condition.
Yeah, giving a shit answer.
No, that's not a shit answer. That is my answer. Okay, this is
I'm
literally
asking
the
you
reason
on an
why.
individual level.
This is literally the reason why we chose as a society, as a human race. That's what we're talking about, not individuals. If you're talking about the individual, I can also give you a reason for that. It's called legacy, all right? It's for me to live on within... Yes, and your point being, Zen, please explain to me how in the scenario...
Do you think people are going to listen to the government?
Nobody said anything about government. At what point did we mention anything about government?
That's about babies here.
Nobody said anything about governments. You've just included this variable to make your argument seem more hinged than what it actually is. Throughout the ages, human beings have gone to war with one another in order to prove that they are righteous in their ways. The consequences of being wrong? Death. Fast forward to the present, and no longer is there a thirst for battle. Instead, we have keyboard warriors and content gladiators like the mighty Hamas Piker and Fuentes Hitlerius, being heavily incentivized to just gaslight the shit out of everyone.
No, I don't give a shit about like someone being called a cracker, okay?
What, people calling me gay because I've never had a girlfriend? If anything, it makes me less gay.
As a result, we find ourselves in a place that no longer makes sense. Who or what is right and wrong? What should we believe in? And what should be fought for? That is why I created Debate Deathmatch. 3 judges, 2 competitors, 1 topic. No, because you're fucking retarded, my guy.
Never mind, I'm stupid.
You are stupid. You're an idiot. Yes, you realized it. Thank God.
No, sometimes you just have to fucking get out of it. Just think outside of the box and just do it, man.
No, I'm still talking. Yes, thanks to fucking capitalism. Fucking dumbasses. Who even told you to fucking talk in life? Shut your mouth. The winner walks away with the spoils of war, ready for the next matchup, and the loser goes back to the drawing board empty-handed. More importantly though, a record is made, and anyone who dares challenge it will first have to prove themselves worthy. So, yeah.
I'm just saying that it's not realistic to expect...
It doesn't matter if it's realistic. We posed a hypothetical in order to understand where there is a reality where it no longer is advantageous to keep on reproducing at the extent that we are doing, at the levels that we are doing. Yes, we want to limit it.
But the individual still has an advantage.
Nobody said that that advantage on the personal level goes away. We are just prioritizing what we already have in regards to what we don't have. In other words, if we are killing already conscious beings so we can welcome unconscious beings, considering that they are still babies in the world and they can be aborted, we are prioritizing them over the others.
The main objective of living is breeding. It's not reproducing, because if
you said that originally, so I don't know why you're shouting at me.
I just knew I'm wrong. I just found out.
You do.
I just found out I'm wrong.
I'm not arguing with you.
Breeding is the main objective. Breeding is it.
I don't think breathing is the main objective. I think living is the main objective. But regardless,
I don't.
Xen is still hellbent on it, but he seems incapable of comprehending that even though we can have individual goals, but we also have collective goals. The collective goals of why having children, why we all agree with it, why we all promote it and incentivize it, is because there is a general positive outcome because of it. In other words, we have more people to contribute to society. And considering that there is plenty of land to inhibit more people, then we continue promoting it. The moment that no longer becomes the case and we have limited amount of land and we want to prioritize that, we now are no longer going to prioritize that. And we have literal examples like China, where you have the one baby policy. All right. So there you go, Xen. We have literal examples where they stop doing it, even in a country like China.
I'm getting smart.
So there you go, Xen. There's your answer. You might not like it, but that's the answer. I don't know. You don't seem to have an argument for it.
In China is because they enforce it with like this strict government.
I don't get what you think your point is. Why do you think the government would enforce it, Xen?
Because if the government doesn't enforce it, it's not going to happen.
Okay, and if it happens, what are the consequences?
People are going to stop their main goal in life, reproduction.
No, they're going to kill each other.
What?
They are going to kill each other. Because you came to that you came to that conclusion. You came to that conclusion yourself. So I don't know why you're backing up on it now. You came to the conclusion that once we reach maximum capacity, we're going to start killing each other so we can make room for our legacy. Correct or incorrect?
Not necessarily.
No, that is necessarily because, again, I'm going to bring you back to the hypothetical where now we are stacking children on top of each other. What is the answer? What is the reaction that we do in that scenario?
Not necessarily.
Okay, please explain to me what we do.
On top of each other. It can just be like India, where there's
Just
shit.
okay.
Like, no
We
women.
just keep reproducing. If you really need me to push this much, fine, I'll do it. Okay, so the children are now literally building. We're building pyramids of people, one on top of the other. We literally cannot even move. We are so at maximum capacity. Please explain to me now what we do. Because human beings are dying left, right, and center. Millions are dying every single day now, just because Zen has not even comprehended the fact that reproducing no longer is the main objective. It is no longer prioritized. If you deny the fact that it no longer is the main objective, at least you have to acknowledge, like Elias did, that it is no longer prioritized. Meaning, at some point, once we have enough space, then we are going to start reproducing again. I didn't deny that. Neither did Elias. You seem incomprehensible to engage with this.
By who? By who, though?
Human beings. In other words, once we reach maximum capacity, we stop incentivizing people. We say, hey, there is a one-child policy, or there is a no-child policy. Sorry, guys, but we don't have space on this planet for more children. Sorry, that's the way it is until we reach a point where there is space. Because guess what? If we just keep reproducing, then we end up in the scenario that I placed to you earlier, where we are literally stacking children one on top of the other, and we cannot even fucking breathe. And so we are all just suffocating. So your reality is incomprehensible.
People would never cooperate with this unless it's
cooperate with what?
Listen, stop talking very quickly to be right. That's
no, it's not about talking really quickly to be right. It means that your argument is so bullshit.
I'm gonna talk through you and chill, bro, chill. Just listen for a second. It's not just that people will not cooperate if it's like, how do I say this? I think if there's like a certain time frame, then maybe people will cooperate. But if they know that for their entire life, they will guaranteed make no offspring and they will die without having kids, most people wouldn't cooperate with this. They would rather have like a fucked world where people are literally stacked on top of each other.
Amazing. Okay, so we are now stacked on top of each other. So we're just going to go back to the scenario again because you've just came to it yourself once again. So even though I talk really fast and you can't understand anything, okay, that's amazing.
I can understand.
No, I understand very clearly what I'm saying. The point is shut the fuck up. I listen to you. Shut up. I listen to you. Shut up. Right. So we end up at the point where we are stacking children on top of each other. We can't breathe. We can't go out to get food. We can't go out to get water. We can't even breathe at this point. We are suffocating. What do we do to solve this problem?
We're fucked.
No, we're just fucked.
Yes.
We're just fucked. We can't just stop breeding children.
People won't want that.
We can't incentivize stop breeding children.
Yes, but why would we do that?
So it's like, guys, you know your personal wants in life? You know the thing that you regard as legacy? Okay, as long as you don't drop that right now, this moment, the human race is going to go extinct. Please make a decision. Human race or your own personal goals?
I think most people will only cooperate if they know that in the future they are allowed to have offspring.
Amazing. Neither me or Elias denied that. You are yet to come to that. This is why I get angry. This is why I start to talk quickly. Because your arguments are so fucking bad. It's incomprehensible. How do you not know it's not? It's terrible. It's fucking bogus. Your answer is we stop having children. That's the answer. We stop prioritizing having children until the point.
If I was president, listen, and if I was president and I had two choices: one, I would never have a child in my life, or two, the human race would die. Fuck your human race.
Okay, amazing. Thank you very much. Okay, that's your argument. Okay, fine. Right, amazing.
I don't agree with that. But
yeah, he's fucking insane. The guy's literally fucking insane. It's just every single argument. It's just bogus bullshit, trash, fucking horse shit. You literally have two brain cells in your head. You are a moron. Holy shit.
I can't hear anything because everyone's speaking at the same time.
Awful.
Okay.
What's up, Rizzo?
Do you think everyone would sacrifice their own legacy for the rest of society?
Not everyone, but the
Do you
people
think
who
the
don't are
majority-
dickheads.
The
The
What's the
people
majority,
who
argument
don't are
about-
dickheads, and the people who are normal people will do that.
you would.
Yes. Of course, for the sake of mankind, of course.
Really?
He's an idiot.
Well,
He's an
you
idiot.
just have
He's
to take it on the
genuinely a
chin.
fucking
You
idiot.
just have to take it on the chin. It's like
He's genuinely a fucking
life's
idiot.
hard sometimes.
He can't even think of so many things that we sacrifice for the greater human race. He can't even comprehend that we already have plenty of examples of these things.
Well, you can compare it like this. There are like 5 billion bananas that hungry people need to eat, but you are also hungry, and there's one apple. So you choose the one apple, and the 5 billion bananas just fall down the map. This is
I mean,
that's
the
not
reason
exactly
is
the same
if
thing, but
I'm
it is the same thing.
I'm the apple, right? I'm not. It isn't equal to me. I don't care as much about all of
Yeah,
those
but
bananas.
that's what's
myself.
wrong. That's what's wrong. You should care about that.
Right,
That's
Rizza, go. Rizza, go.
Well, I'm just muting myself. I'm just muting. So you guys can continue.
No. I want to hear your
I
take.
would love to hear your opinion on it.
Unless
as well,
you want to talk about the other
Yeah, I
side.
just want to ask, what's the argument about?
Oh, it's okay.
And by the way,
yeah, what about?
but the date was awful. I mean, she didn't even.
Oh, you were talking about the. Oh, did you
What
get laid?
happened?
Nah, she didn't even come, bro.
Wait, she stood you up?
I mean, she.
Oh, that's your
Yeah.
bad. If you didn't come, that's on you, man.
wait,
I'm sorry.
wait, what?
She stood me up, bro.
Oh, she
Wait.
didn't even come.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
didn't
didn't
show
even
up.
come, bro.
Oh, what the? Oh, she didn't show. Oh, I thought come. Okay. Sorry.
Wait, why? Did she get in a car crash or something?
I know, she just ghosted me, bro.
Well, what the
What
fuck?
the
Okay, that's
fuck?
bad, bro.
Okay, I will say if she's got a genuine reason, like she crashed and she's now in the hospital, then we're gonna have to let her off the hook. But otherwise, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, for real.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So
why, you
Rizzo.
know,
Fat hoe.
I'm in the fucking Discord VC instead of in a restaurant. Yeah.
Well, it does save you some money.
Could be
so,
worse, bro. Could be worse.
There is a positive thing that you get to keep you can keep a couple of dollars. There's always a good side about something bad.
Right, here it goes,
Bad stuff.
Rizza. I'll bring you up to date. Okay, so we have come to a standstill. At least me and Elias have met some middle ground. Zen is is incapable of engaging with the topic, but fine. And David is as well. I don't know if you know David, but he talks a lot of shit about you. And he is an absolute tool himself. The guy is literally supporting Zen in every single argument. He's an absolute bellend. Right, okay, Rizzo, here's the situation. Elias says we prioritize reproduction is our main goal. So then my next question becomes to him, okay, is there a point in time or a reality or any scenario where it no longer becomes the case and maybe there are external forces that would, stop reproduction from being our main objective? Because I'm not really disagreeing with him at some point. It just depends on the case scenario, so a time and a place. And so I placed a hypothetical, a future scenario where human beings have reached their maximum capacity, at which point David already summarized, okay, this is not real, this will never happen, therefore we shouldn't have this discussion. So he's an absolute idiot. But nonetheless, we say human beings have reached their maximum capacity. What do we do now? Me and Elias both came to the conclusion, shut up, I'm still talking, you do not interrupt me. Right. So we both came to the conclusion that we will at least at minimum, stop prioritizing having children just so we don't end up in a scenario. Yeah, even momentarily. I will even accept that. That's fine with me. Just so we don't end up in a scenario where we are literally stacking children one on top of the other and suffocating under each other, whatever. Zen seems incapable of understanding that. And he says, no, we are still going to prioritize that. And so we then moved on to, okay, so basically what we are being asked to is to sacrifice our personal goals, like legacy. That's why we have children on a personal level, for the not extinction of the human race. So the human race can continue going on. And apparently Zen finds it incomprehensible that humanity would sacrifice their personal goals of legacy for the fate of humankind.
Boss, I think
you lost me there. You lost me there.
As long as Rizzo understood that, then I'm all good.
Okay, I have one thing to ask you, boss. I have one question.
No, let's let Rizzo go. Let's let Rizzo go because he has the answer now. Yeah.
You can continue, Elias. You can continue.
Okay.
Whatever.
Alright, cool. So yeah, okay, but okay. So if there's a max capacity of people, then reproducing is not a priority anymore. That's true. We agree on that.
Yeah, of
But I
course.
don't think that changes the fact that the general objective of life still remains reproducing, but just at that certain specific,
momentarily,
very specific, unlikely
yes,
moment. So
yes.
that doesn't change the fact that
No, it
is
does for
still the
that
general
moment. It does
right?
for that moment in
Yeah,
time.
but that's a specific rare occasion.
It
Like,
doesn't
in
matter.
general,
That's
the
why
general
we.
objective
It doesn't.
is. Do you think it doesn't matter?
It doesn't
Really?
matter because that's the point of hypotheticals, guys. If you don't understand how hypotheticals work or why we use them, I'm not going to be the one to explain it to you. But there's a reason why we do it. It's not in order to understand how does your brain function? What do you believe? Because when you say that reproduction is the main goal 100% of the time and you're placed with a hypothetical that proves the opposite to be true, you no longer believe that it is always at least the main goal. There are moments in time or scenarios or realities where it no longer becomes the main goal, at least if it's temporarily, for all eternity, it doesn't matter. There is a time and a place that it stops being the main goal or, halts for a period of time.
I got one
So
more
that's a
thing to say
different
about that.
position. That's a different position than the one you had before. Because then you're
But,
saying... yeah.
Okay, for example, people need to drink water, right?
Shut up,
But they also
David.
need to
It's
eat.
not a straw man, you dumbass. It's a hypothetical. If you don't understand...
Can you shut up as well?
Okay, I'm talking to
Okay.
David, bro. It's my stream, bro. I have to engage with chat. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't notice. I thought you was talking to a ghost. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. No ghosts here.
Okay.
Hey,
So
boss.
people
Wait,
need to
wait,
drink
wait,
a little bit.
wait, boss,
People need
boss.
to drink
I think
water
I
more
have
often
a
than they have to eat, right?
solution. Yeah.
So it's like 60% drinking water.
I didn't hear
40%
anything because
eating
Xen was
food.
interrupting you. Start from the beginning.
Do I have to start? Oh,
Yes,
fucking hell. Okay.
Xen can't stop. I don't know.
Okay, so what I was trying to say is you need to drink water more often than you need to eat food, right? We all agree on that, right?
1 second, I have to engage. 1 second, I need to... David, nobody's kicking you. I've never kicked anybody from my fucking server, and I'm not going to start, all right? I'm just telling you,
Is
you're
he
being
gone again or what?
stupid.
No, I think he's...
No, I'm talking to chat, Xen. All right, now, go. Yes.
Okay, so you need to drink water more often than you need to eat food. So let's say it's a ratio of 35% food and 65% water. That still makes the water the main objective. It doesn't have to be 100%, but it's still the main objective because it's more necessary than the other objective. So that still makes it the main objective. That's my argument on why reproducing still remains the main objective, even when in that rare circumstance it's not the priority.
So
that's what
if I place you in a hypothetical where it becomes less than 50%, this is how this works. If I place you in a hypothetical where it becomes less than 50%, then you are inevitably going to agree, which I can do, which I previously was able to do, and I can still do.
Then you have to go very crazy on the hypothetical.
It doesn't matter. The point of debating is to understand concepts of life, all right? Sometimes you're going to have to get into the weeds, which people love to talk about, and semantics and shit. But guess what? This is about as philosophical as it fucking possibly can. We're talking about why we have children. Like, yes, obviously, it's an in-depth conversation. Yes, of course, I'm going to be able to place you in a reality like that. And the fact that somebody could have such a hard stance on life where it's 100% all the time, every single time, it's insane that that's somebody's take. It's naive, whatever.
Nah, that's happening.
Yeah, okay. I know that's not happening with you. It is happening with Xen, though. So,
Then let me fucking talk, Jesus.
I didn't stop you. Elias was talking, which is why you weren't allowed to interrupt. So there you go.
Boss,
Floor is yours.
I think what I would do is I would make it so the law is like extra strict. So like minor crimes will get you like executed, basically.
Amazing. So now we're going to kill conscious beings so we can replace them with more conscious beings. Amazing. Even though those ones who are getting executed now for smaller crimes, they already have consciousness. There's nothing wrong with that. And we're going to prioritize the things that do not yet have consciousness. Yes. Amazing.
And then those children will get a parking ticket and they have to be killed.
Yep. No, according to Xen, that's a really logical statement. That's okay.
So,
like
minor crimes get you executed. Do you agree with this?
What did you say?
Do you agree with that? Like, we should make the law really strict if we have like this overpopulation. So, like,
why would you? Why would
mental gymnastics
people have to suffer for the population problem? Why do the normal, ordinary people have to suffer for that? There's
Because they are like the criminals,
100
right?
different types of solutions to this, and this is the worst one.
Yep. This is
Really?
Xen. This is Xen for
You have to be
you.
more creative, bro. This is like very I don't even have words for it in English, but it's just not it.
But it's like
Sorry for
they are criminals,
interjecting.
so
I'm gonna
shouldn't we
go
put the
again.
majority of the
Wait,
stuff
shut
on
up,
like the
Zen.
bad people instead of
Shut
the
up,
good
Zen,
people?
for a second. Riza, go. What's that?
I mean, sorry for interjecting. I'm gonna go again
No,
because I
your
forget
turn.
my wallet. I forget my wallet.
Oh,
So I'm gonna
oh
go.
shit. Okay, man. Okay. Yeah, see
I'm
you in a
gonna
bit.
come
This
back
is
a bit
not your
later.
day, hey. This is not your day.
Yeah. Anyway, see you in a bit,
Yep,
man.
not my day.
Yeah, G. I was about to say GG.
So Ilya, why should we not put the majority of the negative consequences on like criminals and stuff?
Well, that really depends on what you consider a criminal. You will say like very mild offenses. So does that mean like if you get a parking ticket, you're just getting the chair, or is it a little bit
No, like stealing
less
and stuff.
intense?
Stealing.
But I still don't think that's the great solution, because why does the people have to suffer? The innocent, nah, the innocent. He's not innocent, and he stole, but still, it's out of proportion.
That's
if you ask me, there are a lot of other solutions to the problem that doesn't involve killing people for stealing an apple.
Yeah. The problem with that scenario is not the part of that people are going to suffer. People are going to suffer even in a scenario where we don't prioritize reproduction. The problem with that scenario is now you're going to twist morals because you have reached an ultimate goal, and instead of heading that goal, that problem head on and dealing with it without changing your morals stances on life, where previously we thought when somebody steals, it's adequate to put them in jail for 2 weeks or a month, and that's where we draw the line. Now you're going to change that, and actually people are going to be more punished, and you're just changing your morals. You see those acts to be worse than what they previously were, which if you were right the first time, this is not the case. You're just moving
I think
the line up.
limiting people's reproductive rights is also changing your morals.
Not
so why not do this?
Not in the scenario when we are talking about the fate of the human race.
So why can't we say in this scenario it's also not bending your morals to punish them harsher?
What do you mean?
Like, can't we say that because we don't have room in society, we can make them like killed basically because we don't have room for criminals in a world where we literally don't have room for our own kids? Like,
Okay.
Well, you need
let
to
me-
have a
let
group
me-
of people that are in control, and then fucking take turns on having babies, and there just needs to be one
Okay, let me
leader
go.
that controls everything.
Let me go. Okay. Zen, is there any reality where even though we look at Sharia law to be, a country's option if they want to adhere to that, is there any reality where you find it acceptable to completely and utterly rank it to be illegal, immoral, and anybody who would even utter the words of Sharia law is executed on the point with the worst possible torturous method? Are you okay? No, you're not okay with that. Okay, so why now have you justified, even though we rule certain criminal acts in one way today, why are you doing that?
because this isn't a crime in any way at all.
What do you mean it isn't a crime?
Mentioning a law
You're
such
changing
isn't
it.
a crime.
You're changing it. It's still a crime. No, I'm talking about the stealing, the killing, and all of that stuff. Even though we rule it one way.
Why is
It
mentioning
doesn't have to be a
Sharia
crime
law
for it to be morally wrong.
Okay, there's a point in this. No, the point is, Zen, that it's not about whether it's a crime or not. It's about changing it without a good reason to. The reason
Wait, you just said without a good reason to? Isn't fucking the population of the earth being fucked a good reason?
No, the good
No, it's not a good reason, because there are a lot of other solutions to deal with the situation instead of killing people.
Yes.
That's why it's a bad solution, and it's
So
not
why
a
is taking
bad
away
worst
people's
case scenario.
reproductive rights better than killing criminals?
Because you are not.
Because you end a life, and you
Yes.
stall a life when you intervene people from having birth immediately.
Nobody's being
instead
killed.
of killing a life.
Yes.
Why am I even getting into this? This is
Yeah, I
really
know.
stupid.
It's Xen charters, Xen territory.
Meen je dat echt, bro? Ik vind jou heel aardig vinden, maar meen je dit, bro? Dit snap ik niet.
Wat
man.
zei je?
Hoe kan je zo denken? Dit begrijp ik niet. Ik snap niet hoe dit zo werkt. Hoe
Ik
kan
bedoel,
dat nou?
dit doen we sowieso tot een bepaald extent sowieso al met moordenaars
Ja,
en
nee,
zo,
maar
dus
dit
waarom
snap-
niet
dit-
hoger?
Ja, maar omdat die... Oké, English again.
David
Okay, we
might have
disagree on this.
suggested something better, perhaps. He says, how does this justify abortion rather than just kill anyone over 70?
I mean, I think not allowing people to have kids is not as bad as straight up forcing them to abort their children, but that's me maybe.
What?
Like making a law that says you can't impregnate a woman is better than just killing the kid afterwards.
So you prefer that we allow reproduction, but then as soon as reproduction takes place, we take away the main part of reproduction?
No, I prefer we say you can't like come inside of a woman in the first place instead of letting them and then aborting the child in the womb.
That's literally what we're talking about, dumbass.
No, but you're comparing this, a law of having like the one-child policy, to abortion, right?
You're stupid as shit.
I'm not stupid as shit. This is how the whole conversation started.
Well, I am, because now I
What
don't
part?
understand.
Wait,
Now I'm
no,
confused.
Ilya, you need to let me go now. What the fuck did you not understand about we limit our abilities to reproduce? So we stop
I mean,
having
clearly
children.
This conversation happened because you
No,
started
no,
about
no.
abortion.
What part of we stop having children do
He's
you
just gonna ignore what I
misunderstand?
just said.
Yeah,
He's just gonna ignore
okay,
it.
what part of we stop having children do you not understand?
That's not the part that confuses me. The part that confuses me is the fact that you started this conversation from a
Yeah.
conversation about abortion.
Yeah, but do you know what happened after that? Do you know what happened after the abortion conversation? Because we already finished that one and we moved on to this topic, so you're wrong again.
I mean, it's clearly
You
a
might want
topic you
to...
came to because it's similar, right?
You're amazing that you would want to connect those things, even though me and Elias came to an agreement and we said, okay, considering that we've come to an agreement about this, let's move on to the next conversation. So we moved on to this one, which is
it's
clearly
totally
about
unrelated,
reproduction.
okay? It's totally unrelated. You're right. Yeah, sure.
No, we chose to move on to a different conversation. This conversation is not
Yes,
about abortion. It's
totally
about
unrelated. It has
reproduction.
nothing to do with each other.
It's
This one was
about
nice, though.
reproduction. It's not about abortion, this conversation.
Yes, that was a good game.
You can ask Elias. We already had the conversation about abortion. We came to a conclusion and we agreed that we would now branch off into a different conversation, which was about that reproduction is our main objective as human
It
beings.
was a way more interesting topic than
Hey,
abortion
yeah, what
itself.
was the
if I'm
conclusion,
being
by the
honest.
way?
Yeah, but Zen thinks or is convinced himself now and he's trying to pose this as, hey, this is actually a conversation still about abortion. Now I can
No,
introduce and
you
actually
idiot.
change your straw man, your
Holy
argument
shit, he
that,
doesn't
hey,
understand my
actually
whole
what you're
point.
arguing for is that people can actually have sex, come in their women, have the children, and then when we say stop having children, that means abort them, actually. This is what Zen's trying to do now.
I mean, by your morals, it's the same because you don't give a fuck about those kids to begin
You're an
with.
idiot.